Good morning. Which light is that? That's the sun. Alright, let's get rid of some. Get rid of the sunlight. But alright, so Monday morning. Just to give you guys a quick background, I did some drawings already on the chart. But I've had no sleep today. Well, I mean last night. So yeah, I was kind of excited. I was going ahead and sort of just thinking about everything I was going to for this week. So I guess I just got, a bit excited and we ended up not sleeping, which is completely fine. Do I recommend trading while not sleeping? No, but we're on a demo account. I do have a decent amount of experience, so I think we should be all right to be a part of the market today. So we are looking at NQ. Right now it is about to turn into 9 a.m. We're looking at NQ mini at the minis. Right now my platform is Ninja Trader, and we are also trading off of a demo account. As you can see up here, it is demo Ninja Trader account. So this is not a live account. This is not real money. You can see that the cash balance says 18,000. The reason I have it at 18,000 right now is because the challenge that I'm getting ready to take has a max drawdown of 9 grand. Uh, Obviously, it says 18. The reason it says 18 is because me and my brother use the same demo trading account. So I give him 9 grand, I give myself 9 grand, and then I'm going to make sure to go ahead and jot down my profits and my losses to keep track of my half of the 9 grand. But yeah, so we will be most likely trading just 1 to 2 contracts. I'm looking to go ahead and kind of do like obviously a mock sort of trading challenge so I can get stop 9. Oh, that's just telling me to get ready to trade. My bad. But I'm looking to go ahead and do a mock challenge, obviously. Um, so I'm just using the 18,000, the 9,000, and jotting down my profit and losses so that I can keep track of that and see if I'm ready to take this challenge. Which pretty sure we are. Just a little hesitant, just being a little careful. And like I said, my financial situation in the real world um, took a little U-turn. So we're just getting back on track, and next week we'll be straight to go ahead and continue our trading challenge journey. But yeah, let me just mute that. All right, but we should be all set. I'm not really looking to get into anything quite just yet. We are most likely just going to sit here and talk and watch price action for about 15 to 30 minutes. And then we'll go ahead and really, really get locked in on that 30-minute mark when the stock market opens up. You guys will be able to see this volatility. You'll be able to see this rush on price. Like I said, this is live. I was able to fix my subscription to the CME data. So this is live price action for this time. So you're looking at Monday, May 6th, 9:01 a.m. candle. You can see up here in the top left corner too that I have the time kind of going so that I can go ahead and see how much time is left in this candle and in each candle while it's printing, while price action is printing. So that's very helpful tool this in this left corner. But yeah, so like I said, once we go ahead and we hit that 9:30 bell, I don't have a bell. I should probably get a bell. But once we hit that 9:30 bell, then that's when you'll see price action start to pick up and it really start to move. It does seem like I am a bit laggy. So let's go ahead and since we've got some time, you guys can still see the chart, but what I'm going ahead and doing is I'm just gonna quickly close some of these tabs that I have open because I have a decent amount of tabs open. and I think that's kind of making us a little bit, or it might be the live. Might be the live that's making us lag a little bit. Let me see if I can. Can I do that? Is that all right? Yeah. So I opened another screen over here, but that just seemed to make the lag worse. So looks like we are going to be trading while we lag. That will be interesting. Interesting is the word. Interesting is the word. We should be fine. Oh, it's a good thing we got a decent amount of time here. Nope, I don't want to do that. Yeah, and just so you guys know, on the left-hand side, I just have open Forex Factory. So I'm just looking at the news that we got going on today. Looks like FOMC at 12:50 p.m., but it's yellow folder. So I'm not even going to be looking at them. I should be at the gym by that time. So I'm not going to be looking at the markets, so I'm not too worried. We got a pretty clear morning for today. Yeah, we'll keep this open. Speak later today, project. Yeah, alrighty. And I just spilled so much of that. Alright. So I went ahead and you could see I drew some trend lines. I drew these this morning. We are on the 1 minute time frame. NinjaTrader's interesting. The platform is interesting. It's very good for futures trading. I'm iffy on the analysis part, at least on the web-based platform. I used to trade on the downloadable PC, like the PC downloadable version, which was, in my opinion, much better than the web-based platform. But obviously, the web-based platform is better in the sense that you can utilize it on any computer at any time. All you have to have is your login information, right? So just ease of access, the web-based platform is better. But if you're going to use NinjaTrader, the downloadable version, like for your actual computer, I believe you can only use Windows 10. I ran into this issue because I trade off of my Mac. I only have a Mac. So I had to go ahead and I tried doing a virtual machine to run Windows 10, and then I downloaded it on there. But then, I don't know, it was just a lot. It wasn't a great experience setting all that up, and then it went ahead and messed with all of my other files and stuff. So I just ended up keeping it as a Mac and just switching to the web-based platform because I thought it'd be better, because most of my devices are Mac and iPhone or Apple devices anyway. So I might as well just learn how to use the web-based platform. But like I was saying, my only issue with the web-based platform is the analysis side of it. So like when I draw these trend lines, let's say I go like here to the daily. Those are not the trend lines I drew. Well, obviously I have, they just look like straight lines because we're looking at a day candle, whereas I drew those on the 1 minute, right? So they look really steep. But realistically, the steepness wouldn't be a straight line, okay? And if I zoom out, like if you see these trend lines kind of where they're positioned at, and we go back to the 1 minute, I'll try and zoom out to see if we can even see them. Um, but they're extremely distorted, like they're out of place. Here, we'll go a little higher. We'll go 15 minutes. Um, well, it doesn't look too bad on the 15 minute. Maybe they fixed it. Hold up, let's see. Huh? Maybe they fixed it. Never mind. Well, I was running into an issue where I would draw trend lines or I would draw certain levels, and then they wouldn't translate on the shorter time frames. So, like, let's say I'd drawn this trend line on the daily or whatever, then it would go ahead and it would look like, oh, I can't move those. That stinks. I just wanted to, whatever. It would go ahead and it would look something like this, and it just wouldn't look. It wouldn't be touching the same points that I had drawn. But it was just from the higher time frames into the lower ones. But it seems like they might have fixed that issue. So probably a couple weeks ago, because I'd been running into the issue for a while. But I've also been kind of switching from TradingView and NinjaTrader. I like TradingView's analysis a bit better, but for execution purposes, I prefer NinjaTrader as of right now. When I'm doing my actual challenge, that'll be through the prop firm's name is Top Step. I'm not affiliated with them. They don't pay me. I I like them. I wouldn't necessarily recommend them to you unless they meet your needs. But they go ahead and they have a bunch of different options for trading platforms that you could utilize. The one that I pick is Tradeovate because I'm most familiar with the NinjaTrader platform, which is the same company that this platform is the same as the Tradeovate one because they're the same company. I think NinjaTrader owns Tradeovate or the other way around. But I can go ahead and I can basically trade through the challenge, through the Top Step challenge, using um, the same platform that I've been using to practice my trading. So it just works out much easier for me. I know I could also connect TradingView to the challenge as well. So I connect the Tradeovate account into TradingView, and I can execute through there as well, which I think I'm going to go ahead and do on this next one. Just because TradingView is a little easier access and it's a little more well known. And like I said, the analysis I prefer doing analysis on TradingView. It's clean. It just looks good. And then I'll go ahead and start playing around with the execution on TradingView as well for that challenge. So should be pretty interesting. But like I said, like I really do enjoy trading on NinjaTrader. It's where I first started my trading journey. So yeah, so I kind of stick with them. Again, this doesn't really lag. I will say too, it isn't 9:30 yet. So once it's 9:30, the floodgates will open and this will flow like a river. So that might partly be what it is, but I'm pretty sure it's just lagging because we're live right now. So I just got this live data coming in, and then I'm streaming live. So that might be a bit too much computing power for my slow Apple device. Yeah, it's a pretty old Mac desktop, but it does the job. It does very well. So I think I might just be pushing it a little too hard. But like I said, when 9:30 hits, we'll be able to really tell if we're actually lagging or if this is just slow movement because the bell hasn't rung yet. So. we can see that we're holding this level pretty substantially. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna make it dimmer though, because I want to draw another one. So you can see we've been kind of holding this zone. I kind of faded it out because I'm going to draw a tighter one. So he said, right here. And I want to see kind of how it looks like. It looks like we've kind of went under it a bit. So it's still following this zone definitely, but we've kind of moved. I don't know what the word for that is, but you see it sometimes in the markets too. Like it's not gonna be perfect. It's not gonna be exactly on point, right? Like you could see um these bounces here. So we had this kind of created our zone, then you had a bounce. Oh, it was perfect, right? And then you had another bounce. But I mean, really, this was just a wick out. And then boom, perfect bounce. Whoa. But they're not always going to be perfect like that. And sometimes it moves. It'll move up or it'll move down, right? So you could see here, this is this little zone, right? So you had a nice perfect bounce here, perfect bounce here, and then we came back into the zone, and then it went lower than the zone before coming higher, right? And then it went lower again, and then it bounced up again, and then became resistance. So we could possibly be doing that where it wants to come under, like it just did again, and then now we might go ahead and use this as a level of resistance to the bullish side. So now we might go ahead and come lower. Oh, I thought that was going to be an arrow. My bad, my bad. Do I not have arrows? Oh, trading view. Trading view is spoiling me. There's no arrows. That's crazy. Okay. Well, anyway, so we might go ahead and we might, like we are now, right? Almost creating this resistance level. So we're in this zone, and then we might move lower to create. I'll go ahead and draw this instead because I can't draw an arrow. To create a downtrend, right? Instead of it consolidating like it has been right here, down, bouncing, bouncing, right, consolidating, undecisiveness. So we might go ahead and break lower again and then start to create lower lows and lower highs. So we'll see if that's what it does. Like I said, we've got 15 minutes until we're really gonna get locked in, until we're gonna focus up. But not necessarily that you have to be in the markets this early either, right? But we went ahead and we got to watch all this price action. But had I gotten on at 9:15, right, 9:16, then I would have seen, okay, we've just been consolidating for the last 30 minutes to 30 to 45 minutes, right? So it's not really a biggie. Like I wouldn't say you need to get on a crazy amount early before your trading session. I'm just doing it so that we can kind of see what's going on. But yeah, I mean, definitely you want to get time on the charts. You want to get that experience, and then once you have that, you'll be able to see and you'll be able to tell. Like you'd be able to hop in now and be like, okay, we've just been consolidating, we've been bouncing within this zone, being a little indecisive on price. But that makes sense, right? Because it makes sense because it's a Monday. It makes sense because the bell hasn't rang yet. So everyone kind of waiting, obviously, until the bell rings, waiting to see which way price will go. Analyzing, oh, what happened over the weekend? Oh, what trend are we going in? Oh, what news is going on? All that sort of stuff. So they're kind of coming up with their trading plans, and figuring out how they're going to trade the market today. So, not in a rush. Not in a rush. Yeah, I'm moving the chart. I get anxious, so I move the chart. I zoom in and out a lot. I'm gonna try not to do that. But yeah. But yeah, that's my bad. My bad. Let me make sure you guys. That's cool. I don't think you guys are gonna be able. Well, I guess I can move this. Let me move this here. All right, so this right here is going to tell you, yeah, you can see it now. This right here where it says positions is going to tell you how many contracts I get into, and positions, it'll, yeah, it'll just tell you the positions. So like how many contracts I got into, how many I've bought, how many I've sold, and then over here in the top right ish, right by our cash balance, where it says unrealized P&L, you'll see me mess around with this a lot. So this will tell us basically like what our profit or loss is, and then our total P&L. So we just got to be wary because my brother's going to be trading at the same time. So we got to make sure that we know which trade is ours and how we are handling it, and make sure to make our proper notes. Big push up. So not what I had said, right? I had said that we were going to come lower. We might bounce off of that and start creating lower lows, lower highs. But look at that, complete opposite. We went straight up, broke through this high zone, which we had some resistance over here. So we'll see what happens now, right? Maybe we start to make some higher highs. So if we can cross this level on the high, then might be looking for some buys possibly. We're definitely waiting though. I don't want to trade 9:30 on the dot. So we'll most likely wait till like 9:40, or as long as we can get a decent confirmation, right, on one of our strategies, whether that's going to be the trend line, whether that's going to be the support and resistance, or the turtle. I'm not doing the turtle one right now because it looks like we're consolidating a lot. I'll draw it out. We'll see if we can get anything on it. But NQ the last couple of times have been a bit interesting with the turtle trading strategy. So I don't wanna push it if it doesn't want to perform. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Alrighty. There you go. So we got our high, we got our low. Basically, if it goes ahead and it breaks one of these levels, then we go in that direction. We're just gonna stick to one contract for right now. Loss, for our stop loss, I'm doing a mental stop of 900 to about 1,500. I want to be a little aggressive and just see kind of how these strategies play out with that aggressiveness. So mental stop loss of 900 to about maybe we'll lower it, 900 to about like 1,250, depending on what trade we get into and the momentum. And then pull out on trades, same thing. We're just gonna go for a 1-to-1, so 900 to 1,200, and I mean higher than that if we can. So realistically, I would get into a buy right here. Boom. We'll do some little circle. You get into a buy because we broke that high of our turtle shell, right, of our zone. For the turtle trading strategy, realistically, they do it on a daily time frame. That's how they used to do it. I personally trade on the 1 minute. We are trading futures. It's very volatile. It moves very quickly, and I'm also a scalper, so I like to be in and out real quick. So yeah, so I do it on the 1 minute. I've been practicing it. It seems to work well. It doesn't work every time. Obviously, you're going to take losses. You're not going to have every trade win. That's just how it is in the market. But yeah, I mean, it seems to work for me. We'll see what happens here. I mean, obviously, market's unpredictable. It does whatever it wants. The stop loss would be at the 10 EMA. or it's like the 10. So you see this yellow line? That's a 8 EMA. Um, so the 10 would most likely be like a little under that. So that's where your stop loss would go, and yeah, and then you just do a trailing stop loss. There's also another one where they do 50 candles, so it'd be like 50 days because they do the daily time frame. So each candle's a day. Um, so that would be 50 candles of price action. Same thing with this range, and then if it breaks that high, you buy. If it breaks that low, you sell. Yeah, and then there's a bunch of other intricate rules and stuff, but that's a lot to go over right now. I'll definitely make videos on that stuff though. All right, looks like we got 6 minutes until the bell. Boom. So definitely, most likely would have gotten stopped out right here, depending on where the 10 EMA is. So good thing we didn't jump the gun. I try not to get into trades until past 9:30 because that's when the volatility is going to come in. That's when the volume is going to come in. That's when all these traders are going to come in, right? So you're going to have more momentum, more of a push in one direction. Whereas like right now, we're just bouncing up and down. We're ranging, you know. So we'll probably take the turtle off for now. We'll play it safe with simple support and resistance and trend lines. I also don't want to have like too much going on my chart. So pop up for me. Yeah, that's fine. So we'll go ahead. We'll operate with this. I messed up my wrist. I don't know how. All right, let's make this a little bigger. And then obviously this zone kind of it broke. But we'll leave it there as a little safeguard for now. And I'm gonna put hmm, something like that. Something like that. But if we even get close to this, then we've broken this trend line. So we'll see. We're gonna wait past 9:30. I don't know. It does that glitch all the time. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. But that's not because we're on live. That happens all the time. Um, Again, it might be because I'm on a Mac or something, or maybe I'm just on my Wi-Fi just sucks. I don't know. So let's see. You can see that we're still in an uptrend. Like even though we had this big pullback right now, that's still going upwards. So that's definitely something to note and keep an eye on. If I wanted to, I could do another like trend line from here to here. Uh, yeah, yeah. I do like kind of doubling up on these trend lines because you can go ahead and tell, like, okay, well, if we, we might not necessarily break this trend line, but if we break this one, we could get a decent push down, right? We can catch all this price action down, all these points down, all this money down, while it's breaking, right? So like, look here. So now we're testing up here. That'll be crazy. Maybe I have to redraw this zone that I had up there. I'm also thinking about getting book maps too, because one of the traders that I follow, he uses book maps, and that would be very helpful right now because I'd be able to see what orders are right there. Again, we're not taking a trade at least until we pass 9:30, and if I can hold off for as long as possible, because I am a bit notorious for jumping in trades. Beautiful trend line break. Let's see if we get. NQ likes to do nasty rejections sometimes, so there's a chance that this will bottom. Well, not bottom, but go low really quick. So we'll see. Definitely making highs. Nice trend line break though. Crazy. It's about, what is it? 10 points? Boom. Yep. Business as usual. Business as usual. I like that trend line break that just happened. Yep. Beautiful. Yeah. If we can get back in that, let's get back in that zone one more time. I'll take a sell. Nope. Too late. Hesitated. Nope. See? Missed it again. Should have had a sell limit. I'm ready this time.
Order filled.
Little late. I should have just put a sell limit. Am I on the minis? Doesn't seem like a lot. All right, let's see what we can do. You can see in the positions how it says I've sold one position. We might get into a second one if we get up in the zone again. I can go ahead and automate that too. I'm gonna have to switch my bias. I'll take it at 250.
Order filled.
Closed. So 250 loss to start. Not bad. Let's see. It looks like we're gonna start moving higher. Let's see if we can get past these highs up here. I'll get into a buy. We broke that trend line again though.
Stop filled.
So that just automatically bought it right there at that high. Yeah, on the web-based platform, I can't drag and drop like my stop loss. You can automate strategy stuff here. Like you actually go ahead and you create automated strategies. So when you get into a trade, it'll automatically do stuff. It was a little complicated when I was trying to do that. So I'll go ahead and when these pop up, so I can do basically I can click anywhere, and then like if I wanted to create a stop, let's say like we go higher up, or I wanted to create a stop like at a certain level, like down here, I'd put sell stop, and that would go ahead and that would sell my current entry, right? The buy limit would go ahead and buy at this price. So like how it was up here and it said buy stop. Basically, when it hits that, it's going to buy it for me, and the sell limit, it would go ahead and it would sell it for me. So, yeah. So once we get into profit, if we get into profit, then I'll go ahead and I'll put like my sell stop once we get to a substantial amount of profit. All right, we're going into. I'm pretty sure we've been up here before. I can zoom out a little bit. See what. No, is this new? New territory? 15-minute? No, this is not new territory. All right, but we've definitely got some room to play with. Definitely got some room to play with. So I'm thinking once we get up here, we might start running into some trouble. So let's do some horizontal. Does that not go all the way? Oh, I think I can make it go all the way. Nice. Okay. So once we get there, and then if we can keep this momentum up, once we get here, These will be like areas that I will be. This would basically be like these zones that I have drawn, right? Areas that I'm going to be looking to most likely either get out of the trade or possibly like put my stop loss if we can get to those areas, right? So we'll be able to see that when we zoom back in on the 1 minute. So let's get on to the 1 minute, see what's going on, see how far those are. Those levels are far. Are they? See, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying with the price thing. Let me see if those levels are really far. Those levels are really far. Okay, that makes sense. Well, let's see if we even get near that, then we should be good. I mean, we're basically at 400 right now. Probably should have looked at like when that was. Oh, that was like last year, like this time basically. So that's like a whole year difference. So we'll see what could happen. We'll see. Let's get back to our chart. Let's get back to where we're at. Substantial push down. That's okay. We're looking for that move. We're looking for that big move. So it looks like we're just basically back down in our drawdown like we were. We were in profit for a bit when we were up here. We we're at $400. So this number, which I should have showed you while we were in profit, this number goes ahead and calculates your total P&L. So it basically tells you your profit and loss. So it does the whole math. It does the math for you based on the trades that you're in, what you're making. Once you go ahead and you take profit, how much you're in the red, how much you're in green. Yeah, it balances it out for you, nice and neat. Yeah, we'll see what we could do with these buys right here. As of right now, I'm not really looking at this level anymore. Definitely paying attention here. And then if we get under here a substantial amount is when I would most likely start to get worried. Had we gotten in on this trend break, that would have been a really nice entry. Less hesitation would have been nice, but oh well. Obviously, when you're looking at price action after it's already occurred, everything looks beautiful, and you could read the market like a wizard. But that's because it's already printed, So let's go ahead and see if it uses that as support. We'll see. I'm also going ahead and I'm trying to learn how to hold my trades longer because I am notorious for scalping like a few seconds. So I'll get in and I'll catch like 9:30. I used to be. This is what I would do. This is how I passed my first challenge. I do not recommend this at all. But I would go ahead and I would wait till the 9:30 candle, and then I would just pick buy or sell. So like let's say here on the 9:30, like 9:30, right before 9:30, boom, sell. Right? I'll close before the candle even closes. I'll close before the candle even closes. Like I'll be like 15 seconds, 30 seconds, depending on how much profit I hit. I'd close. And I basically I just lose less than I made. So I make more than I lost. And I did that for uh 10 days in a row. So like 2 weeks. I did that and I passed my challenge. And that was what I was doing. I don't recommend it. I mean, you're basically flipping a coin, you know. If you do a little bit of analysis beforehand, I mean, that's what I would do is I would try and make it better for myself and be like, okay, well, you know, let me put a trend line like here. Whoops. Oh, and if it breaks right here, then I'll get in. Um, like stuff like that, like really simple stuff. Again, but yeah, so that's what I used to do. So I'm learning. This is for me. This is a really long trade. Like I'm not literally sitting on my hands. I probably should be, but I'm yeah yeah. Where you know this is probably the longest trade I've been in for a while. Like time wise. So I'm practicing holding it, whether it's going to be a winner, whether it's going to be a loser. And like I said, like based on these, I'm still practicing with these strategies. So based on how this week goes, I'll have a pretty good idea of what I need to change, what I need to do. Like just off of this trade, I would have liked to have gotten in here. And based on how price action is moving, I would have also have liked to possibly trade with two contracts or possibly three contracts. Um, yeah, because let's see, this 9:30 candle went nearly 30 points. Let me pull up my calculator real quick. But 30 times 20, you got 600. So like that would have been fine for me. 600 profit on a one con. But it has been a decent while since I traded. So I forgot how small one con can be uh, when when price is kind of fluctuating and we're looking at, you know, less than 30-point moves. So especially when you're holding it. So it looks like we're kind of finding a little difficulty pushing higher right here. Yeah, I would have definitely two contracts. I got two contracts clicked up now, as you can see. This is where you change the contracts. So I got two contracts clicked up. Had I done two or three, we would have been out of the trade up here for sure. Had it been had it been two contracts, that would have been 800 at the top, uh, which was right next to 900, which is usually when I would, you know, start to be like, oh, we're almost there, right? Um, so we most likely would have been out up there because we would have been so close to 900 that I would have pulled, or with three cons, that would have been 1,200. So we would have been out of that trade for sure. And had we gotten the better placement, right? Had I traded my trend line break, the second break, not this break, which was before 9:30, but the one right after 9:30. Had I traded this break, we would have had a nice position. This probably would have been 600 or 700 just with that one contract. So just a couple things to think about. So definitely tomorrow, or if I get into another trade today, definitely put on that 2 contract, that 3 contract, especially since I'm working with such a bigger drawdown now, because my previous drawdown was literally only 2 grand. So I lose 2 grand and challenge done. That's why I lost my funded, was because I had a 2 grand drawdown, and the trades that I was taking, these 9:30 trades, right? They were pretty risky. Like, it was basically a coin flip. Um, so you're kind of hedging a lot. You're kind of leveraging a lot on this on the 9:30 candle going in your direction for that. Just the 9:30 candle, right? So that's literally the bell ring. Everybody that's flooding into the market, right? All of that volume going in the direction that you decided. Uh, so there's kind of a lot of weight there. So yeah, so lost of funding on that one because of the 2K. Well, I mean, not necessarily just because of the 2K drawdown. Like, I'm not saying it's not possible. It was definitely my fault as well. But what I'm saying is that now that I have more drawdown, I have a bit more I can play with. Like, I can do more contracts, right? And with these strategies that I'm trying to trade, like, I can do a bit more, right? And I can kind of sit back a bit. Uh, we're being a little frugal here, so that's kind of being indecisive. But we had this nice push up, so I kind of want to see what happens. Uh, but I think we're gonna establish a stop loss here in a bit. Had this candle not been red, I would have established a stop loss already. But we're kind of pushing it. I'm good. If we can get back up to 500, we'll take that. Because we are trading one con. 500 one con. That's 500 divided by 20. 25 points. Pretty decent move. We're going to take up 500. See if we can get there. Come on. You were right there. You're teasing me. Do we hold? Do we hold? Hold. What would what would Warren Buffett do? I'm gonna come up with like some sort of catchphrase. What not Warren Buffett. I need a better trader example. Brother, one con, 500. You're crazy for not taking profit. Crazy. All right. Trigger finger ready. Oh, I forgot we took that loss earlier. That's fine. We'll still take 500. Oh, look, let me show you guys. So it's just showing us our live P&L while the trade is going on. I'm not liking all these wicks. I'm gonna call it. I'm calling.
Order filled.
All right. So it was about-ish 400. We'll see what it does now. I'm calling it. We got a lot of wickage up here. Not that it's not gonna go higher, but I do need to start getting ready to go to the gym. We'll see what it does for a little while. But we're up $100 today. It was a one con. That's my bad. Haven't traded in a minute, so kind of forgot how that monetarily how that looks while taking a trade. So definitely we'll be on that two contract, 3 contract for tomorrow's trading session. But yeah, I mean we had a pretty nice move. I think so. Upwards had I gotten in on this trend line break, which I should have because that's my strategy, right? But we did get in. We got in. Where did we get in? We got in here as a sell for a trend line break, or not a trend line. I had a zone right here, right? Again, executed late, so we were hesitating a bit, but we took a loss there. It was about 250-ish, I think, right? And then came up, boom, nice trend line break here. Would have been a nice buy. Definitely, even on the one con, this would have been a great exit on one con. But like I had said, my trading plan, I had forgot to define my contracts because here I was going ahead and saying that I was going to take a stop loss of 900 and a profit of 900, stop loss of 1,200, take profit of 1,200, right? But on a one contract, you need to move, 100 and no, if you move 100 points, you need to move almost 60 points, 70 points to get close to those numbers. If you hit 60 points, then you're gonna hit $1,200 dollars in profit, right? Where right here we only hit 30. This is like a 30-point move to the top, which is good. Again, it's not a bad move, and one contract isn't bad either. But based on my drawdown limit, right, and the account size for this challenge that I'm going to take, I'm going to be putting on a bit more risk, so that my profits, are bigger. Obviously, the more risk you put up, the bigger profits. But you need to make sure that equates and that that's equal to your account size, right? And it's what your account size can take. It's what your wallet can take, right? What is the risk management? What is your trading plan for that specific account size that you have, right? Because obviously, that I'm going to tell you now, the account size that I'm getting is going to be a 150K account. All right. So the drawdown. Pause real quick. It was a great. I mean, it wasn't a phenomenal exit because it would have been great if we got out at 500, but it was a great exit because obviously we're pulling lower. We're pulling way lower. That would have been like half of our profit down here already. So good exit because we're in profit for today. But anyway, what I was saying was that you want to make sure that your trading plan and your risk management plan is equal, right, and makes sense for the account size that you have. I'm going to be trading a 150K account with a 9. I can actually pull it up. Let me pull it up real quick so that I'm making sure that I'm telling you the right stuff. It's definitely a 150K account. 9K. Oh, I'm crazy. 9K profit target. 9K profit target with a stop loss or a maximum loss of 4,500. All right. So 3 to 2 contracts is doable. Two contracts is probably better. But 3 to 2 contracts is doable. With a 9K profit target, we're shooting pretty high. We're shooting substantially high. And for today, right, based on our trade, even if we hit that 1 that one trade here, that was $500, what would it take us? That would take us almost 18 days, which would be 4 weeks, which isn't terrible, right? But we're talking about no drawdown. So you're going to have to hit your 500 each day to get that. So we want to put a little more risk up, right? Because if I went ahead and I put that 2 con and then I got out at 1,000, now we're only talking 9 days, right? 9 days if I hit 1,000 with no drawdown, which isn't bad. Obviously, probably going to take some losses, probably going to take some hits, but that's okay. We've got 45,000, or we've got 4,500 drawdown. So let's just make sure that we're taking our stop. My great example is that my stop loss, or my loss that I took here for 250, right? Where my profit was almost 500. Where if I would have taken it at 500, that would have been a 2-to-1 risk reward ratio, right? So I'm risking 1%, or I'm not 1%. I'm risking 250 to make 500, right? So like, had we had stayed in, had we had kept sitting on our hands and had steel nuts, then we would still be in this trade, and it would have kept moving higher, which would have been nice, right? I'll definitely keep this up. This is what I'll do. So I'll do this because I definitely want to refer to this tomorrow morning so we can kind of see where it is. I'm not able to stay in trades. Hold up. I'm not able to stay in trades overnight with the challenge, but I am working on my private capital so that I'll be able to stay in trades. But we'll follow this. I just went ahead and I did a little rectangle so that we know where the trade was. Purple rectangle. Yeah, and we'll kind of see where this went tomorrow morning when we get back on the trading session for the live session. But you can see we did end up pulling higher than that 500 limit, which is fine. I mean, obviously we wanted it to go up, right? We were shooting for it to go up, but I was rushing a bit. I was trying to get out of here. Honestly, what were we looking at here? Because I got in on this candle here, right? So we're looking at 935 to 953, almost 20 minutes. That is, for myself as a scalper, that's a really long time than what I'm used to. I'm in for seconds, so quick you wouldn't understand. The longest I've been in a trade before this one was probably like 3 minutes, 4 minutes tops. So yeah, so this took some getting used to. It was definitely an experience, and I mean, yeah, it was still a good trade. I mean, we ended the day up, right? We took a loss, but we hit a win, and now we're green, and that's what's important. Even though I went ahead and I had poor execution on some of these executions, right? They weren't all perfect. They weren't beautiful. I hesitated. I missed a couple things, right? And I found them afterwards, after the fact, right? That was too late. We still took a pretty decent trade, right? The break of the high, and we rode it for a pretty decent while. Rode it for 20 minutes, which I'm not used to, and we're good. And yeah, we got out early. Well, I mean, arguably early. Who, this could have kept going down. We did get a good exit for what we wanted. Yeah, obviously we want more money, but we got a safe exit, and it was really close to that 500 top. We got almost $400 off of it, a little less than $400, and it pulled back lower, right? So who's to say that down here I wouldn't have been shitting bricks? I wouldn't have gotten out of the trade, because now I'm all of the fear of missing out of taking out my drawdown because I was negative, right? So yes, we could have gotten more money. Obviously, staying in the trade longer would have been better. Obviously, getting in on the trend line break, which is part of my strategy, would have been a better entry. there's so many things there's so many things that happen and things that there were to improve. Even the contract sizing, right? The two contracts, which I would have preferred to have placed two contracts instead of one, but I hadn't done my math. I hadn't defined that in my trading plan like I should have when I was going ahead and setting that up for today, right? But you could see how you go ahead and there's a bunch of mistakes that I made just today alone, okay? And we still came out green. So like today's not a bad day. That's good. That's $100. That's that right there is a day's work of normal 8-hour shift at a normal job that pays you like 14 to 15. Let's double check that. I don't want to say some dumb shit. Times 15, just about. That's like right under a day's work of a job that pays you around 14 to $15 an hour. Right there. Boom. In 20 minutes. And after taking a loss too, because we took a loss. So let's say we hadn't taken that loss, then that would have been like 300, $400, right? On one contract, So, it's just, you got to put it in perspective. And I think the biggest thing that I want to go ahead and articulate is that I did have some mess ups, and I could have traded better today. But again, we're green. So it's not a terrible day. We're up. We're green. We lost money. We made it back. I stayed in a trade longer than way longer, way longer than I usually do. So you can't be completely upset at what you do, and you understand that you're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna take losses, and you're gonna not define some things. You can go ahead and you can mess up on a decent amount of things and still come out making money, still come out doing it the right way. Well, not necessarily the right way, but you know, being green, making money. Um, it's definitely possible. You don't need to be perfect. Obviously, being perfect would be perfect. It would be better. It would be best. But you're not gonna be there, especially when you're starting out. And still, like I'm still learning this strategy that I'm going ahead and practicing is something new for me. Not necessarily new uh, like I just picked it up like last week, but it's something that I've been practicing. It's something that I'm still refining. It's something that I'm still getting used to, right? I'm not used to going ahead and staying in trades for 20 minutes, right? Let alone am I used to going ahead and staying in trades for 30 minutes. This is a whole other 10 minutes of price action that I would have had to have sat here watching it. Um, Arguably could walk away and I could not watch it, which is a strategy that some people do, but I don't think I'm comfortable with that just yet. But yeah, definitely not comfortable with walking away for 30 minutes unless I put a stop loss. Maybe if I put like had I gotten on this trend line break, like I said, and after this move, watch it for a little bit and then possibly put a stop loss like around this zone, then maybe I could walk away. Um, maybe. Or even here, like after this move, had we still been in, putting the stop loss here and then walking away, possibly. Um, but it's just getting used to it, getting that experience, getting you know more comfortable with what's going on, and not necessarily more comfortable with the market, but like more comfortable with yourself and like how you act, how you execute, what you do. That's the biggest thing here because you're the one. I can sit here all day and do nothing, not execute, not indicate, not analyze, right? And the market will continue to move without me. But unless I execute, unless I take trades, unless I put my stop loss, unless I come up with the trading plan, unless I make the strategy, I execute the strategy, I, learn from my mistakes, I go ahead and I analyze it, I go ahead and I journal, I go ahead and I uh, revise and I reflect on what I did, right? Then nothing's happening. There's nothing going on. The market will move by itself, and I'm just viewing it. I'm just watching it. I'm not a player if I'm not actually playing the game, and if I'm not actually going ahead and being a part of it, right? Because you're the one that's going ahead and taking the trade. You're the one that's executing. You're the one that's thinking. You're the one that's, you know, making decisions. right? So you're the player in the game. So you need to go ahead and you need to come up with the trading plan. You need to go ahead and reflect. You need to look at what you did, right? Journal. All of these things will go ahead and make you a better trader. Um, I mean, just like anything, practice makes progress. Practice makes progress, and that's definitely what's most important here. And like I said, like I'm still on my journey as well. We're still learning. Obviously, I I am not gonna guarantee, but I can almost say with about 85 to 80% certainty that this is gonna move upwards. That was it's probably by the end of the day, and we'll look at it. We'll look at it by tomorrow. I'll go ahead and I'll circle the last candle that we look at before I turn the stream off. But I could almost bet you with 80% certainty that it'll have moved higher. But you're not gonna hit every win. You're not gonna hit every trade. And like I said, I ended on a green day today, so it's not bad. After taking a loss, we ended on a green day, so I can't really complain. I know now to go ahead and two cons and make sure that I have that trading plan set correctly and that risk management set correctly before I hop into the market, and just try and try and execute, decide a little better tomorrow, and that's all we can do. But all right, I'm gonna circle, or no, not circle. I'll do a vertical line. Vertical line. We'll make it purple. Awesome. Crazy pullback. Either or. So we got that. So I'll be able to refer to that tomorrow morning. But I'll stop sharing now. And yeah, I mean, that's about it, really. Nothing left to it. The rest of the day, I'm basically going to go ahead. I'm going to go, like I said, let me just reiterate, that was demo trading. Okay? Just in case you guys missed that part or whatever, I'm just going to say that was demo trading. This challenge will happen most likely next week if everything goes well. I'll be starting that next week. Everything goes as planned is what I meant to say. Then I'll be starting that next week. But this was demo trading. But I just want to go ahead and obviously keep practicing for myself, but kind of start to practice for the challenge as well, and just show you guys kind of what's going on and what trading's about. But I mean, that's really it. The rest of the day, I'm basically going to go to the gym, and then after the gym, I'll most likely come back and get some work done on the computer for trading and stuff, and then hopefully eat. I got some burgers to cook, and then I will sleep because I did not sleep last night. But oh well, everyone has those days. But yeah, so hope you guys have a great day, and hopefully this video helped you out a little bit. Definitely still looking at the charts, but I'm gonna turn that off now so that I can get started on the other things that I need to do today. So yeah, great stream, and I'll see you guys tomorrow morning.